keep up with me, because you guys are starting to trail off and over here watching Drewski and whatnot. Come back over here, because we got a lot of work to do, okay? This is why you're ugly, and you made me make this video, so don't even start. I have 4 different points that I want to go over, and I want to start it off with decolonization. This is what makes you ugly. Swear to God. Swear to God. Swear to God. One of my main missions is to decolonize. So I know I keep talking about this, but stay with me. Okay, we're going to talk about other points, and they're going to be very valid, but stay with me. Stay fucking with me. My God. Don't piss me off right now. Okay. So decolonize. Anyone can make a trend and follow it. It doesn't matter what your skin complexion is, what your features are, what your hair type is. Anyone who makes a trend or who follows a trend can make it look good. Point blank, period. But the thing is, a lot of these trends force you to hide your authentic self. So think about it. How quick are you to jump onto the next fashion trend, the next makeup style, or even a TV show? What do you gain from keeping up with what's new, what everyone's talking about, trying to fit in? What makes you want to fit with everyone else? Like I said, you can pull it off, and you look good doing it. Okay, no tea, no shade. You always look good. The fuck? But the thing is that why do you keep having to jump onto the next train, right? Because it's never good enough. You'll never be good enough.
It was never going to be you. It was never going to be you. So for you to be so delusional and crazy like that,
you're never going to be good enough for these Western beauty standards. No matter how hard you try, you're not the Western beauty standard, so you'll never be good enough for that. And what is a Western beauty standard? Don't even piss me off right now. This whole Western society, it's literally all based off of the white American society. And what's crazy is that even saying American irks me, because we have North America, Central America, and South America. And for some reason, we're only stuck on this little US part of the Americas. So I don't even want to say it's the white American society. I want to call it the white United States society, because even in our history, in our music, our politics, it's only surrounded by the white society. And they make up all the rules, and we've been following all the rules. So you keep jumping onto each wagon, jumping onto each train to catch up and fit in. It's so sad, because it's never enough. It's never good enough. You're always gonna have to do that. You're always gonna have to figure out how you can fit in. You're always gonna have to see how you can look like your peers and reach a level of status that you're never gonna be good enough for. So this cultivates self-hate, and you end up hating yourself because you're never good enough. Yeah, you thought I was gonna repeat some stuff about decolonization like I've been talking about. Well, I told you, hold on, stay with me. My God. Babe, it's me and you. This is a safe space, and when I say this, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm trying to let you know that, look, we're following all these lies, killing and beating ourselves down. For what? For white people? Because it really is white supremacy. And what is white supremacy? Essentially the ruling class. And even when we try to appeal to trends that might not necessarily deal with like white features or white society, white supremacy is ultimately the ruling class. So when you're trying to fit in with the ruling class all the time, you're trying to fit in with the white supremacy. You follow what I'm saying? Hey, go watch some videos about that, okay? Go watch a historian or something, because this goes crazy. Actually, I'm gonna...
As people of color, we actually often participate in white supremacy culture without even realizing. There's no way I'm gonna cover all of it in this video, so please, I implore you, go to this website. White supremacy is the colonial project that conditions people to believe that white is right and more inherently valuable than everybody else. Historically, it's benefited white men, but also the ruling class. White supremacy culture is how the ruling class or power elite constructed white supremacy and continues to do so to intersect with, reinforce and support capitalism, classism, sexism, homophobia, and all other kinds of oppression. Its goal is to commodify and exploit pretty much everything and everyone for the sake of power and profit for the few at the expense of the many. And it is so deep-seated in our society that it is everywhere. It's in our community, in grassroots organizations. Most people don't even realize it, or they just think it's the norm and that's how it should be because that's how it's always been. Plus you learn how to identify it. And this is not a weapon to be used to attack people and call them white supremacists. It is a way to inform ourselves and work towards dismantling.
So let's get into my next point, your attitude. Yeah, girl. Yeah, girl. Hey, and not too much because I got an attitude too, okay? Don't get it twisted. I have an attitude too, okay? Real bad. And I don't care. But I'm not talking about having sass or like being slick or smart. I'm not talking about that type of attitude. Now, what I am talking about is, why are you always mad and ready to fight? What's going on? Like, relax a little, damn. I'm not talking about being loud or standing up for yourself, but when you carry low vibrations, you end up living and walking in that. Do you know what low vibrations are? Don't worry about it. I'm gonna let you know right now. Hey chat, can you explain to my YouTube audience what low vibrations are and why having a bad attitude makes you ugly?
Sure. In simple terms, everything in the universe is made up of energy, and this energy vibrates at different frequencies. When we talk about low vibrations, we're referring to emotions or thoughts that have a negative, heavy, or draining energy. Things like anger, jealousy, fear, or resentment. When we're stuck in these low vibrations, it can really drag us down, not just mentally and emotionally, but also physically. Now, let's talk about why having a bad attitude makes you ugly. It's not just about physical appearance. When we're constantly in a negative mindset, it shows. Our facial expressions might harden, our posture might slump, and we could even notice our skin looking dull or tired. But beyond the physical, it also affects how people perceive us. If we're always putting out bad vibes, people can feel that, and it pushes them away. On the flip side, when we're in a high vibration state, feeling positive, loving, and joyful, it radiates through us. We appear more attractive because we're glowing from within. So it's important to check in with ourselves and make sure we're keeping our vibes high.
I just have to put that in there because I wanted you to really understand what I'm saying. And when we talk about bad attitude, you know, she said being defensive, whatever. But this can also look like being ungrateful, jealous or envious, complaining or being mean, just overall unhappy and always finding a problem in everything. How can you enjoy or see the beauty that life provides when all you're focused on is seeing the ugly? Scratch my head because I don't get it. Now, granted, there's a lot of things to be upset about and be furious. Actually, if you're not furious and upset in this time, in this day and age, then there's probably something wrong with you, low-key. But what I'm trying to say is that when you internalize the ugly, you become the ugly. So go do something simple that makes you smile and maybe set some distance from people that stress you out. The thing about your attitude is that it can stem from or seep into your self-worth, which drags you so low all the way to hell. And I'm not talking about the Christian hell. I'm talking about the Don Miguel Ruiz Four Agreements hell, as he describes as a place that you create here on earth in your life. So when I said you internalize the ugly and make it who you are, you end up believing that. And this is how you're cultivating that low self-worth. By focusing on everything that's wrong and refusing to see the beauty around you, you end up finding everything wrong with yourself and unable to see yourself as someone so beautiful. So now you have low self-worth. Having a low self-worth creates a domino effect into your life, making you uglier and uglier and uglier. Let's get into that. You fall into peer pressure easily. You can't make your own decisions. You don't believe in yourself to go after what you want. You end up settling for things you don't actually want and then become complacent. And that complacency becomes resentment, turning you into a bitter person that tears other beautiful beings down because you can't see your own beauty. And now it's unfair. Get up! And also, you probably stink. You probably stink because you don't even care about yourself enough to keep up with your hygiene and stay groomed. Bitch, go take a shower and go clean your bathroom. Like, go, like, make your bed. Why is your room so messy? I'm playing. No, I get it. This, you know, there are things that happen in life. Like, you know, I'm not saying you need to be like 100% clean all the time, but what I'm saying is this is really all that it's about, right? Your mindset. Focusing on the wrong things. You're focusing on the wrong things. So when you're focusing on these, trying to fit in and try into these trends where you're never going to be good enough and you're going to be fighting your entire life, pulling out your hair, trying to keep up with the Jones and trying to look like Susie from the fucking suburbs who, you know what I'm saying? Like, bitch, come on. Like, there's never any traffic when you stay in your own lane. And I'm not saying you can't be diverse and take little bits and pieces of here and there. What I'm saying is stop trying to hide your authentic self, because when you focus on things that make you never feel like you're good enough, you cultivate this attitude of bitter and resentment, and that leads into that low self-worth. So what are you paying attention to? What are you placing your focus on? Think about what triggers your emotion and how you make your decisions. What are you basing it off of? But most importantly, what do you need to release to finally see the beauty within you? Okay? So yeah, this is what makes you ugly. The fact that you can't see your own beauty because you're so focused on everything that's not you, that you'll never be good enough for, because it was never intended for you to be good enough. It was only to keep you running and running and running and running. You know what I'm saying? And now because you're I'm repeating myself. Now I'm repeating myself because you're focusing on things that make you don't feel good about yourself, and you'll never be good enough to fulfill them because they were never made for you to fulfill. And now you have this resentment, this bitterness, and now you're taking it out on everyone in the world. Now you have a bad posture. Now you got acne. Now your face has all these wrinkles from all these resting bee faces that you have, and people don't want to be around you because you're always so negative. You always got something to say, always feel some type of way about everybody. And now, because you're such in a low vibrational state, you are that, you live in that, you live in this hell, and now you're actually ugly on the outside because you're so ugly on the inside. So fix that, okay? Thank you. I don't mean to be rude, but seriously, okay, bye.